The title of this is Fearless Feedback. Now, why do you want fearless feedback?
True.
Pardon me?
It'll be more honest.
It'll be more honest. Okay, what else? Thank you. So it's more honest.
If you're not afraid to do it, you're going to deliver the feedback, and it's critical to performance. Right?
All right, so the person delivering the feedback needs to be fearless. Is that what you're saying? What about the person receiving it? They need to be without fear also. Why? Please.
To change the behavior.
They're not going to listen and they won't change. Exactly. So the title of this is Fearless Feedback. So I want to draw a distinction which, for you emotional people out there, all right, with your emotional reactions, what is it that you could do differently? When someone is doing a performance review with someone else, is there a context? There should be.
There should be a discussion instead of a one-way.
Okay. The challenge is what? That the context is set by some of the policies, and I want to explain that. The current tool that we have to give feedback to each other in most organizations, about 85% of the organizations, is completely dysfunctional. It creates a dysfunctional context, which is similar to the context that I just asked you to perform in, okay? So there's things missing, and I want to talk about what those are. Now, let me ask you this. Just quickly, how would you rate the quality of feedback right now in the average organization? Excellent, good, average, poor. How many of you would say excellent? Good. Average. Oh, just a couple. Poor. Yeah, poor or very poor. So what we want is immediate feedback, a real chance to improve appreciation, a clear line of sight of what we're supposed to get done, clear objectives, and a balance between skills and challenge. This is what we want. This is what we tend to get. We tend to get a system that takes us in a direction that we don't know where we're going at a speed that we can't stand. And this is what, I don't know how they took that picture, but that picture is a picture of fear, is it not? Right? So feedback is important because it improves performance and improves the ability to manage stress if you get feedback, if you get the right feedback. Lack of feedback prevents learning, creates unintended consequences, and damages trust. And the challenge is that we want employee engagement, and you all know that this is the current hot topic, right? Employee engagement. Engagement is the willingness to put in extra effort without being told, bribed, or threatened, right? You put in extra effort. How many of you do that now? Okay, pretty much everybody. All right, what's a couple people then? So is there a problem? Never mind. So employee engagement does what? It gives you a great customer experience, which gives you loyalty, which generates all kinds of additional profitability. Yet for the last 20 years, Gallup has been measuring this, and guess what? It's not gotten above 31%. In fact, I just saw, did you see the latest research? It's actually down to 18% worldwide. But you ask the CEOs how important it is, they say 82% say yes. So there's a gap between how important it is and how well they're doing. Why is that? How could that be? I want to answer that question. So our feedback is slow, poor, biased, and it damages engagement. We've got to do something different. So what's holding us back? I believe it's our leadership model. It's our typical appraisal process. It creates a context that we can't overcome. We cannot fully overcome the context that is created by the typical appraisal. And that's one of the reasons I assert all of you struggle with influencing people in your organization because of the context created by the performance appraisal. Now, I am way too biased on this, so you may disagree, all right? We'll talk about it. And I assert there's a poor process of giving feedback, and so I want to share with you a different process for giving feedback. My number one reason that all of these numbers are not working for us is because of our leadership model. We're back in the rotary phone. We need to be up in the iPhone. We need to be up in the smartphone. I'm going to read this very short little story here to you, and here's what I want you to answer for me. Help me. When did this happen? What year did this happen? All right. It says, I recently read a story about a large multinational organization who had improvement project facilitated by a well-known consulting firm. A recent safety accident had taken the life of a production worker. This triggered an intensive, comprehensive initiative. The consultant did due diligence, found out that the standards of work were not being followed. In addition, there was no pay-for-performance reward system in place, and the performance appraisal process was not being followed consistently. They immediately recommended that managers be trained to develop specific safety goals, hold their people accountable to those goals, conducting frequent review of their work, and they reduced the number of people each manager had reporting to them so that the manager would be freed up to be able to do that. They put in a pay-for-performance policy which rewarded the very best workers, including managers, if they had a great safety record. Furthermore, the performance appraisal process was simplified and mandated. Instead of every 12 months, it was every 6 months. Here's my question. What year was that? 1960. Any other guesses? 2012, 2011. Any other guesses? 1930. 1841.
Oh, wow.
1841. Okay, we have a 200-year-old leadership model that we are using. I say let's stop. Let's stop using that model. It's not working for the way our economy has shifted. That's about control, not trust. It's about competition, not cooperation. It's about telling people what to do, blaming people, and not explaining why, and not real leadership. It's about dictating, not facilitating. And it's about trying to change people instead of change process. I love talking to ASQ people because of all the people in your organization, you people focus more on process change than most others. Am I right about that or wrong? Right? And what we should be focusing on instead of attempting to change people is attempting to change process. So we've been taught and immersed in this leadership model that absolutely does not work.